I need to, let's mute. Mute? No. Okay. What else do I need? Ta-da! Do I have viewers? Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Okay, good. All right. So I am playing with this again. I have an edited video of painting this mixing chart that I was going to queue up to run just before this live stream, but then I didn't. Whoops. Sorry. Okay. Oh, it is. Aha. Aha. Can I? Okay. Let's see if this, yeah, if I put this here, right there, and yeah, okay, nope. No, I don't want Resolve, I want OBS. And I want to have enough of my, sorry. Let's get this adjusted right on there. Oh yeah. There's some nice color. Okay, cool. And I've got my color balance even kind of right. Big chart? Oh, did you not see this? Okay, so I've got my new watercolor palette is out. You can look into the video description for the link. It is available. Yay! There I am. Yeah. So, new palette is out. It's available. There's a Patreon discount. There's also, I am currently working on the intro for my workshop series. So I'm going to be offering workshops in person and online so that they coincide, so that I can run workshops in person, also have the material online. People can take the workshop in person and have access to online material, or for those of us who are not so fortunate to live in my wonderful little corner of Canada, you can join the online version. Anyway, I'm working on that, but I've had the palettes for a little while, so I have palettes available. They're up on my website now. And yeah, I'm going to be playing with one of them a little bit today. I have a little sketch pad. And my own copy of this palette. And I'll be making some, I don't know, some samples, something. I didn't really think this through because I was busy editing video, which I had hoped to get out earlier today. Like, I was hoping to queue it up so that I could set up a premiere for the color mixing chart video leading into this, but that didn't work because I got really over enthusiastic with the adding all sorts of effects and transitions and stuff to my video, and it's taking a lot longer than I had hoped it would. So it'll come out later today or tomorrow. Yeah, they're definitely whole pans. I did get the choice between having this made in whole pans or half pans, so it was definitely possible to get half pans, but the pricing was very similar. So it would have cost, you know, you would get like a 10% discount. It would be like 10% cheaper if I was getting half pans instead of full pans. I personally prefer to work with full pans, and for the price, it just seemed to make a lot more sense to me. You're not dumb. Most palettes are half pans, but these ones are full pans. I might, at some point, depending on how popular these are, how the workshops go, I mean, it's always possible. Like, my initial order was 50 palettes, and we'll see how that goes. If they are, like, consistently moving, then I might end up getting, like, I might end up doing an extended version or half pan versions or something. I have Roman Schmal paints. He only released half pans recently. Well, yeah, but, like, the half pan version, like, he did only release half pans recently, but, like, he will make curated palettes with half pans, and some people do order those. So this was, like, this is up to me. I'm doing my own distribution because these are primarily designed for the purposes of my workshops. So I got a massive discount on ordering these, but I had to front the cost. Right? I'm effectively wholesaling. You know, I'm the middleman. I'm retailing, repackaging Roman Schmal paints. I mean, sorry, they come to me like this. There's a wrapper, which we've ordered, which hasn't arrived yet. So the people who have already ordered these pans will be getting an email tonight, and then we'll be shipping out the pans next week, or the pallets next week. And then everyone who's pre-ordered will get a code for a discount on the glasses. Because if you buy glasses, then there's a discount on the pallets, so it can work both ways. Anyway, what should I paint? I don't have a huge amount in me. I still have some back instability, and this is still not the best seating position for me. Although I've changed a few things that are making this a little bit less strenuous. Just different kind of stress on my back. Switching it up. And I also recently changed up some of my meds, so I have some withdrawal symptoms, but I am much more awake than I have been in a long while. Woo! Okay, lots of viewers. I think I'm having passion fruits this year. Yes, I was like 90% sure, 95% sure that I'd managed to overwinter my Passiflora incarnata. It has overwintered. It has a sprout, they send out runners, and there's a runner with an above ground stem that is completely alive and absolutely, it's leafing out now. I'm so happy. But see, my problem is they are self-sterile, and I only have one. So now I need to get a second Passiflora incarnata again. Oh, wait. What have I done? Knocked everything over. That's what I've done. You have 1 million yuzus growing. I am so jealous. I have not had any luck with yuzu. It's like an annual, I get a yuzu and then kill it. For me? But I do have an in-ground passion fruit in Canada, so I'm pretty happy with that. I will get my little... Is the thing I'm looking for? It is. So I will actually just put this over beside my... little guy here. Alright, what should I paint? Give me a prompt. That's amazing. That's amazing. I have... My garden is generally doing well. My outdoor garden. I have significantly grown my growing space. It seems like every year I get more space to grow in. I have a... we got our house, and there's, it was all paved over, so we started building up, raised beds and converting things back into gardens. And that was great. And then I got at the beginning of COVID, I was, I guess, bored and started a lot of seeds and realized I could not possibly plant them all on my property. Got a community garden. So the first community garden was 10 feet by 10 feet, which is about 9 meters squared. Yeah, that's right. 9 or 10. And then what am I doing? Sorry, I'm having a moment. I still have some brain fog from something. I've had on and off brain fog for years. It got worse, and then it got better, and then I started some SNRIs that really help in some ways, but then at higher doses they definitely make me more foggy. So I'm tapering off, so I'm having some withdrawal symptoms, but I'm less foggy, which is great, because I've been able to do so much in the past week. It feels amazing. But I still have my moments of being foggy again. A moody landscape, or paint ember. A candy cane beetroot. Okay, all of these seem like fun ideas. Sorry, mushrooms, carrots, lichen, trees, candy cane beetroot, ember, moody landscape. You have some nice I do have some nice landscape colors. All right, maybe we can do a landscape. Let's see. Do we have requests for this landscape? Since I think I'm just doing like an imaginary landscape. I'm going to get out another piece of paper and sketch out some ideas. So I think I'll do an imaginary landscape. And... Sorry, Okay, I'm having a moment. Having a moment. Landscape. What was I searching for? Rain. That's what I was searching for. Rain. Okay. All right. Ember with a beet. I do like Paolo's suggestion of a candy cane beetroot. Ember with a beetroot on a moody landscape. Well, yikes. That's a challenge. Okay, we're gonna start with some sketching here. I'm not going to paint on ember. Okay, all right, let's see. Let's get me some references first. Paolo, do you have references for me, or am I just searching the internet for references? Chogya beets. Okay. Do you love eating candy cane beetroots, or do you just like how they look? So, beetroots. Sorry, I'm just sort of figuring out if I can actually figure out like some way of doing this all 3-in-1 thing. A moody landscape with candy cane beetroot and ember. I mean, technically, like, anything is possible, right? Maybe there's some giant oversized candy cane beetroots. I'm just trying to figure out how these colors would even work together. Oof. Oh. Oh, neck. Oh, neck's not so good. Okay. Okay. Right. Where did my live stream go? There's my live stream. What pigments for that deep red color? Sorry. Are we referencing the deep red color in the Rare Seeds catalog? I mean, I would just deepen up the... Let's see. Oh, well, I've also just managed to, whatever, scrape something on here. Okay, so, first colors. So, so that is fun, because I did make myself a palette that doesn't have a red in it. I do, however, have a nice PR 122. So I would just, wow. That's something. Let's see. If I get like that, nice and saturated, and then a little drop of the orange. And then where I have it darker, I mean, I just get in some blue or some green. Yeah, probably some green. So if I do here, like if I have my pinks, right, and I can get that over here, and that's some very whoosh sort of paint. I just let that spread. I mean, obviously letting that spread is the answer. Whoa, that's fun. What else? And then to get it like a little bit more reddish, I can have here. And then here, and get a little bit more of both of those, and get some nice red. And then if I want to do that again, but I want to get it even deeper, I will, once again, start with this, get some nice and then get a little bit more of that in here and let that spread. And then if I wanted to get like the deepest tones, I'm just gonna mix some of my Perylene Green in. And let it spread. Can actually also mix a little bit more of the orange. There you go. So that works for colors. If I was doing these bright, bright candy cane colors, that's not exactly my moody landscape though, is it? So how do I integrate that into a moody landscape? Ideas? Had an amazing pink line across the... We had a really lovely sunset last night. It was like all the, you know, those nice like cotton candy clouds, all pink and orange. Oh, it was all peachy and lovely and wonderful. If you paint the beet upside down and cut it in half, the landscape can be on the top. Paint the beet upside down. So sorry, you're saying that the stripes of the beetroot itself are the landscape? I'm trying to understand this. Amber chewing on beet leaves. Oh my goodness, all of this is so much more involved than what I had in mind. Okay, back to beets. I'll do as much of this as my neck can manage. I've also been editing video all day, which is a somewhat different position than painting at this desk. Like, it's not as likely to put my head out of alignment, but still not exactly comfortable. What was I looking for? Oh my goodness. I'm surprised surprisingly foggy today. Sorry, reference photos. Let's go look at reference photos. Reference for beetroot. Ah, yes. Okay. Alright. Sorry. If I go back and I just keep on painting in my little, what I was doing here? What was I doing here? Whew. Okay. If I take, let's see, ta-da. Okay, if I go back to just the images page and I get, sorry, we wanted a side view of it. Ooh, like if I slice it vertically. Okay, all right, got it. And then let's see. Take just a little bit of this blue and I make a, ooh, wow, okay, that's quite the bleed there. What about over here? Why is that less bleedy? Come on, give me more. of the landscape, the leaves go down. Okay, cool. That sounds really interesting and like a project that's going to take more than one live stream. And by more than one live stream, I mean more than today, because there is absolutely days where I could do that, but today I've been staring at my computer screen for too long. So I am going to just, yeah, enjoy the freedom of it's Friday and do something a little bit less involved. So this would be a little bit easier if I wasn't painting so tiny. For sure, definitely, but why are we on top chat again? Live chat. Oh, and of course I put my palette thing in the paste. No. Paste. No. We'll move this. Into here, paste. Ooh. All right, and then also going to have some fun with these. Here, come on. Here. So I think I might just do this little sketch for today, but I will keep the full, you know, landscape idea, the surrealist candy cane beat in my head for next week, as I just practice today. For next week, or potentially some other, like I might just, that could even be a fun edited video or something that I do over my private streams over a longer period. Let me go see what is in my chat. Weird. Okay, is it here? No. Live. Live. There's my live. Hi, Dan. Was having some cat drama. Tell me about the cat drama. Our cat has decided that he's an outdoor cat. We don't agree with him, but unfortunately, what we think doesn't seem to matter. And he keeps sneaking out. And then the dog keeps letting us know that the cat is outside, which is interesting. So this is definitely an interesting challenge because I went and made myself a starter palette that doesn't have a red, and of course the Get Set a paint a red subject challenge, which I think is really cool because I'm able to show that, yeah, you know, maybe that's not what I tend to paint most frequently, but you know, if I have to paint a red subject, I can absolutely just paint a red subject with my doesn't have a red palette. Also, there's 2 extra spots in my palette. So if somebody did want to paint candy cane beetroots all day, every day, they could go get themselves a deep red and make this even easier. Well, that sounds like a cat. We have our pets, they collaborate. The cat will knock things down because the dog won't go on, you know, won't climb on the counters to get at things. She knows that our counters are off limits. Of course, she does still test this whenever we're somewhere else. Like other people's counters are just, you know, she takes the most narrow definition of every rule. Oh, you don't want me to climb on this counter to get those treats. Well, what about this other counter and these other treats? But at home, we've convinced the dog that dogs are not to climb on counters for treats. She understands this. The cat, however, is just an unrepentant criminal. And he'll knock things off for the dog to open. Like he'll knock things off that he isn't able to open himself, because once they're on the floor, then the dog will open them. He also wakes up the dog in the morning because he wants to be fed. And he knows that when I get up to let the dog out, then I feed him. Cats are tiny assholes. Yes, our dog is definitely the puzzle dog, which is part of why she's already solved the puzzles at our house, so it's not exciting to retrieve things off of our counters. Whereas if we're somewhere else, she'd like to point out to, if we're visiting someone, that also she knows how to open their dog's food container, and it's absolutely not about the food. It is about the puzzle and the showing off. watercolors am I using? Great question, Dan! I am using Roman Schmal Aquarius watercolors. This is the Wild Creativity palette that I designed. Look at this. I've got it upside down. Here we go. And the link for where you can get it is in the description below. And since you're a patron, you can get 20% off. I did, or rather, I designed a palette for myself because I'm going to be teaching workshops, and Roman Schmal produced it for me. So it's available through my website. If only I needed more watercolors in my life. What? You mean you don't have a never-ending hoard? Which brings me back to my other topic, which is if you all have like absolutely frivolous ideas for what to purchase at Jackson's, hit me up, because somebody was very foggy and not paying attention and has some serious sorry. Foggy, I was saying. I was extremely foggy for the past few months, so I kinda didn't really do anything about all the notifications from Jackson's that said if you haven't set a payout amount that we're switching our affiliates to a different platform, and if you don't pay yourself out, we're going to convert all of your payout to Jackson's credit. And as it seems like as I get more comfortable with my materials, I'm getting exponentially more boring about my choice of materials, while at the same time my watercolor hoard has just exploded. It's insane how much watercolor stuff, art supplies I have. Content creation will do that to you. But now I also have like $300 in Jackson's credit because I didn't cash it out. So it has to be used at Jackson's, and I'm in a bit of a it's an interesting situation because there have been lots of times in the past where it's like, oh my goodness, $300 at Jackson's, I know exactly what I would do with that. But that's no longer the case. I don't really need paper because I buy paper in rolls and have it laminated to aluminum composite panel like this guy. By a local company. That's what I paint all of my studio work on now. So I have more watercolor paper in sheets than I'm going to use in a lifetime, or certainly before it goes bad. I have very, very specific, like a very, very specific repeat order at Rosemary for what my brushes are. I have more paints than any human can use in 8 lifetimes. Stand by my last idea. Pastel pencils and some set of Derwent pencils. Yeah. Candy cane beets are primarily, I think, popular because they're pretty. Some beets have less of a geosmin flavor in them, so for example, Jordan doesn't like the very earthy flavor of some beets. It's actually the yellow or white beets that have the least. But I believe that Chioggia beets have somewhat less geosmin than some of the darkest, deepest red beets. So that's a possible thing. They look really cool in salad. I have some beets growing that have, they're called Badger Flame beets, and they're kind of like they have a lot of this same patterning, but they're an orange and yellow color. So the Badger Flame beets I have, they're really pretty, but I've got them because, so they're like an orange and these stems, I'm not super keen on how they're looking. Let's see, maybe if I can get some more deeper areas behind, like in here, in there, and in there. Thanks, Paolo. Thanks for joining. I'm probably going to end this soon myself, just because I don't want to screw up my neck again, and because I want to be able to finish up my video later tonight, which is going to involve another period of rest, I think, for me. Like the little root hairs. Yes, these are always, I love painting little furry, hairy things. Always a highlight. So yeah, this is a little sketch. I do kind of like the idea of going very surrealist and, you know, making this whole thing into a landscape. I'm not sure exactly how that would work, but I'll put some thought into it and maybe do that sometime soon. I'm just gonna do a tiny bit more of the, just trying to get this, some of these deeper areas. Yeah, this was a fun little Friday afternoon painting thing. I've been really focused on editing video and working on website stuff, and generally not painting a huge amount this week. I've done a little bit of painting, but not as much as I would like. Oh, it is nice to do this. Hopefully next week will be more of a painting week. All right, I'm gonna call that. So this was a pretty short stream, but thanks everyone for joining. lots of fun. I will have another video coming out either today or tomorrow, depending on how much more over the top I decide to be with my editing. I'm being a little bit extra this time. So, yeah. If anyone wants this palette, it's down in the description below. And yes, I recognize that my audience is all people who have way too much paint themselves, in which case you don't need this. You probably already have these colors. just rearrange them. This is available if you want it. All right? Bye.